We're going behind the scenes on the overnight sleeper train from London to Scotland, and there's plenty of maths to explore and investigate. Pause the video and watch each clip as often as you like. This is the journey the night sleeper makes from London to Fort William in the west of Scotland. What is the total distance it travels and the total time it takes? How would you work out the total weight and length of the train?
I'm William Black, I'm the Sleeper Services Manager for First ScotRail. It's the biggest passenger train that runs in Britain, 16 coaches, which takes a full length of 3 platforms at London Euston. Would comprise sleeper coaches where people have actually got berths, seating coaches where people can be accommodated overnight in the seats, and lounge cars.
There are 2 lounge cars, 2 seating coaches, 6 standard sleeper coaches and 6 first-class sleeper coaches. Each coach is a different weight and length. These are the figures for the first-class sleepers. These are for the standard sleepers. And for the seated coaches. And for the lounge car. How would you work out the total number of passengers the train can carry? Each sleeper coach has 12 cabins. First-class cabins have 1 bed in them. Second-class cabins have 2. And each seating coach can carry up to 31 passengers.
Be 1 member of staff for 2 sleeper coaches, so the maximum number of people, staff ratio will be 1 member of staff to 48 people, and we've got somebody who works in the lounge to provide refreshments, a train conductor who looks after the actual safety of the train, and of course a driver at the front making sure everything goes all right.
So how many staff do they need if the train is full of passengers? People pay many different ticket prices for this journey.
We have paid anything up to maybe £150 per person, and we have paid £19 at the cheapest as well.
For this journey, £240, because it's a first class sleeper, which again is good. Because you pay, it's 120 trip, but if I came down by plane, I often do, you end up paying for a hotel, dinner, all that stuff in the evening. So I think it's good value.
£82. A single.
We release a certain number of berths at £19, £29 and £39, and people who have got access to the web can then access those fares And then going up from that, we obviously have fixed fares like Apex fares, where if you book at least 3 days in advance, you get less expensive fares. And then you go right up to the fares where if you just want to come down that night, obviously it's slightly more expensive.
Why do you think the train company sells tickets at so many different prices?
We've got bases at London and Edinburgh. So at London every train would be stocked every night. What happens is that when you come on board at night, they'll ask you what you want for your breakfast. That's then phoned into the service centre at Preston, and then Preston put the actual breakfast order on the train every morning.
Have snack box, especially for standard class people in the morning, yeah. There is croissant, yogurt and some little muffin, yeah. And obviously coffees, these are as well. You see, these ones, and teas and coffees, there is choice, yeah. Or small orange juice, yeah. And that's all, you know.
Can you work out the net of these coffee cups? And of these snack boxes? How would you compare the size of these cabin beds with a full-sized bed, and the size of the cabin with a normal bedroom?
Because we're going from one end of the country to the other, we've got a series of laundry. The furthest north laundry, we've got a laundry at Inverness, which services Inverness, Aberdeen and Fort William. And then we've got a laundry down in Wembley, which does the London end. Quite a logistical exercise every day.
How would you work out how many clean sheets they need on the train each week?
Every coach within the sleeper fleet has to be back at Inverness every 8 days. So every coach, for instance, would go from Glasgow to London, then Inverness, and then Inverness back to London, and then to Edinburgh and Aberdeen. So the actual fleet in terms of the coaches rotate right round the country.
At Edinburgh, the long sleeper train is split into 3 parts. One part goes on to Aberdeen, one goes on to Inverness, and the other goes on to Fort William. How would you organise the coaches so they all get to Inverness to be cleaned?
The trains themselves, the maximum they could go is 110 miles an hour, but because people are sleeping, to provide the maximum amount of comfort, we do limit it to 80 miles an hour and time the journeys for that. They would then look at every line speed from Fort William to Edinburgh and then Edinburgh to London, and then they would plan that journey at a maximum of 80 miles an hour, and then that would determine what your timetable times are. Parts of a journey, like where we're on just now, which is single line, and The maximum speed parts of this would probably be 40 miles an hour and then 50 miles an hour, determined by the infrastructure, by bridges, viaducts and so on.
How would you work out the average speed for the whole journey? And for the different sections of it? What's the average speed of this part of the journey? What maths can you see in these patterns?